Mine's crazy.
Me too.
Your hair looks great.
I got
You got the
flowers
Day
and
of the Dead thing
flowers.
going here.
That's right. And the flowers make my deadness smell wonderful. So
That's
we're live.
that's how you start a show right there.
The flowers make my deadness smell wonderful.
Yeah. Maybe we should make Ray just insert the video and everything in here at the beginning because I'm sure he's going to listen later.
Yeah, sure,
So
why
he
not?
just Ray, you just insert the video at the beginning. April and I are here today. We don't really
We're,
want to be here today.
we're here. We're having one of those days, and we want to wish Ray a speedy recovery. So we hope
Hmm.
you feel better. And
Hey,
we're
Winona.
being joined. We're being joined. Hello, Winona. Hi, Allie, my online husband there. What's up? What's up? Welcome to our
We
Day of
need
the Dead show.
we need your help, chat, to lift our
Yes.
spirits today. This is one of those
Yes.
days where
Yes.
we are relying on the energy. We need that big chat energy
We
to get us
do.
through this show today.
What's up, Big Wig? We're so glad to see you guys. We want to have you guys and join us in for all kinds of stuff that's going on today. So yeah, I was in the bathroom and I'm just like, and I'm thinking to myself, God, it would be so easy to just do nothing tonight.
Well, your makeup, your face makeup, the grease paint, right? That's
Hmm.
synonymous with wrestling. You know, you've got guys like Jeff Hardy, you've got Ultimate Warrior. How easy is it to apply the grease makeup, and what are some of the techniques and or types that you prefer to use? Are there pens? Are there like crayon type stuff that you can use? Like what is the best technique that you've seen throughout your wrestling career with guys like Muda, things like that that put paint on their face, and what you use for cosplay and costume makeup?
I don't know what everybody uses, but personally, I like brushes, like literal paint brushes. So anybody following me, they know I paint a lot of rocks and small things. I will steal the brushes from my rock painting because I can't read very well. Well, I'm not reading right now. Um, I'll steal the paintbrushes from my rock stuff and take the little fine brushes and do it. Like I was over there just doing a little circle and well, wrong one. Do a little circle and then just paint over it and just dip it in the black and just. So yeah, I'll just use paintbrushes. It's quick, it's
That's
easy. And
cool.
when I do the Viking stuff, I'll just grab the Viking thing and just go slash 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 and just go straight through. So that's easy. Oh, I see more people. War Demon, what's up? So cool, awesome
Demon's
dude.
here, yeah.
Hello, hello. Thank you for sending all your cosplay suggestions. I am getting them. There's a lot. Oh my gosh. So welcome, Darkside Caster. Hi. So it's nice to see you guys here. We were saying earlier that we're not feeling like big show energy, so we need you guys to perk us up a little bit, I think. So I think it's probably because we all ate a little too much sugar last night. Did you go trick-or-treating?
No, I was delivering pizzas dressed as a slice of pizza.
Yes, I see that. A pepperoni pizza at that. Well
Pepperoni
done.
pizza, yes. I
Well
had fun.
done. Yes.
So
So
yes,
yeah, Winona
the
says she
pizza
uses
business
brushes.
is killing it.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
Mhm.
I don't think anybody's ever going to not
No.
have pizza. Pizza's kind of almost recession proof.
Yes,
So
very much so.
and Ward even says he's dressed as the scariest creature of all. Winona says brushes are easier to work with, goes on more evenly too. Yeah, I gotta agree with you there. Ward even says, I'm a human. That's scary. I was like, yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
very much so.
Cool, awesome dude.
We've got
Thank you for the bits. Get tits for bits. I appreciate the biddies. So yeah, tonight we're gonna talk about actually tomorrow is technically Day of the Dead, but tonight is All Hallows Eve and Samhain, and it kind of starts Day of the Dead. And appropriately, one of us had COVID for almost a week now. So you probably look a lot like
She's
me right now.
she's been feeling like Day of the Dead for the last week.
Yeah. All Hallows Day. Yeah. So hope you feel better. And we have Ray out with all kinds of. Oops, sorry, I punched the thing there. With oral surgery. So we hope that he gets better. And Alex, AB Twitch, good evening to you. And yeah, hi Ava, what's up? So I'm glad you guys are joining us tonight. So yeah, we were talking about this last week, Day of the Dead. There's so many different customs, and it's interesting how many people have how many historical customs there are regarding Halloween or that type of celebration. So Samhain, and what's up, Wade? So Samhain originated from Ireland. It was an ancient Ireland. If I can say this, my brain is ancient Irish celebration that's even a bank holiday. So they didn't even have to go in for work. And Day
It's
of the Dead
nice.
is, yeah, I know. That's a life goal to go there for Halloween. Samhain is, I am having brain issues today. I'm going to blame it on CTE. But Day of the Dead is a 3,000-year-old tradition that is Mexican, I believe, or Latino, and
Mhm.
that celebrates the dead. And their feeling is dead are never forgotten; they're always remembered, and they're always around as long as they're remembered. And the relationship with the dead never disappears once they're gone; it's still there. And that once you die, um, your energy doesn't disappear; you're still around. It's just one door closes and another one opens. So they celebrate the coming back. And as many people know from the movie Coco, which made it really, really popular, as long as you have a picture of your loved ones available and up and hanging, it helps bring them back to visit you. So it's a really kind of cool celebration. So
What if that has something to do with, like, the dimensional type things that, like,
mm,
where there could be, like, you move on to the next life, right? You go on
mhm.
to the next multiverse or plane of existence,
That'd be kind
there's
of
probably a
cool,
lot to
right?
that.
Yeah, that would be cool. Running all those timelines at once. And yeah, I'm
Very
I'm seeing
interesting.
more people coming in. It's just Champagne Sumo. What's up? How
Japan
are
Sumo.
you?
Coco is
Hi.
loco.
Marvelous Woof. Woof. Hooper. Hi. Yeah, Ray will be okay. He's just not happy right now. So
He
he's
really he had an accident at Glory Hole, April. He slipped on some, some male particles that
some
was on the
penis.
floor.
Oh.
No, 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 I think it was DNA, some DNA
Some
that
DNA.
was on the floor, and he slipped and hit his head on the toilet. So he's gonna be out for probably about a week.
Okay.
Um, don't believe him when he's going around saying he got a root canal. That is not true. That's his cover story.
Oh God, that's crazy. And yeah, Alex, happy birthday. I know it was your birthday. Did you actually request that? I didn't when where did you request that? So I know you requested it here, so happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Alex. Mhm. Happy birthday to you and many more. So happy birthday to you, Alex. Thank you for being here. And a big wig saying, "Don't sugarcoat it, Alan." You know his wife beat him.
Yeah, that's what happened to him, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
She hit him upside the head. He said something about her cooking.
Yeah, right. He didn't post the pictures quick enough. Red Sunny, welcome. How are you doing? So yeah, I was just going through some stuff and I was looking at what was going on in the world this week. And you got to watch out. And Fred's joining us. Hi. Not a lot of it's good out there, so we'll try and put our own twist on things. But it was interesting to some of those things included the military obesity rate, some things about AI, um, some facts about gun control, working 9 to 5, and I don't know how far you want to get into that, but there's if you want to have these discussions today, or if you just want to wing it and everybody throw in whatever you want to talk about, you can do that too.
What
Up
was
to you.
what was the first one that you had there? The
Um,
war?
what was interesting? Well, I was saying 50% over 50% of AI developers feel that feel that the downfall of humanity is possible due to AI. So these are AI developers. So more than half of them feel like this could lead to the downfall of humanity. So it's interesting. There's a lot of people who are very fearful of it. And then there's a lot of people, when you look out there, there's a lot of people who are allegedly embracing it, telling you have to
Mhm.
embrace it, you have to love it, you have to use it for work, you have to do this, you have to do that. And you're seeing a lot of articles about AI, right? And I'm wondering if AI is not falling into the same um, push as we see with anything and everything else, like pharmaceuticals and certain foods. Like the media is controlled by just six corporations, right? And they're
Yeah.
all in bed with government, big pharma, big tech,
Mhm.
FDA, all of that. So if they want to push AI, if they're racing to beat each other with AI, they want you to embrace AI as well, right? So they don't want people to be like, oh, I don't want this. Because I mean, smartphones and smart anything is not actually about being smart, right? Smart stands for correct. You know what this is, right? It stands for surveillance, monitoring, um, something technological. Do you remember what it's an acronym?
I don't
So,
think I've ever heard that before, no.
oh yeah, hang on. Let's look it up real quick. Smart stands for like smart cities,
Oh,
smart.
I
Yeah.
mean, and it's just I think it's the new buzzword because AI and artificial intelligence sounds way cooler than machine learning, which is what all of this stuff has actually been doing. We've had machine learning and AI type of stuff around for forever. I mean, some of your largest companies in the world are going to be your largest AI companies. Just look at Microsoft, Apple,
Hmm.
Nvidia. They're going to be the ones leading the charge. Yeah, you're going to have these little mom and pop companies, but they're probably going to get bought out at the end of the day by companies like Microsoft and these bigger companies. But you have like little ones like Palantir, which is like a defense stock that's getting into AI and trying to predict. Like that's what Palantir's trying to do. They're trying to set up a thing where they can predict what's going to happen next using like AI and things that are going on in the world. So,
Yeah, it's a little scary when you're seeing. I've seen more and more like very convincing videos out there that look very legit, and it turns out they're not legit of people. They were just completely manufactured by AI. And Eva said, "Did you notice a lot of
Well,
commercials sound like AI talking now, not humans?" The SMART
how
stands
how
for. It's an acronym. It stands for self-monitoring, analysis, and reporting technologies.
how different it from the AI being fake than it is from a lot of the new stuff that we're getting right now, where it's all fake and manufactured anyways.
Right.
You're seeing the
Yeah.
videos where they're like, "We're here at this protest," and then somebody takes, like, the far away picture, and it's literally just, like, 15 people crammed in front of a camera to make it look like they're super busy, and
Yeah.
it's all manufactured.
Yeah. And Champagne Sumo is saying, don't forget about neural networks and fuzzy logic.
Yeah, we still got Elon Musk,
Hmm.
he's got the X, which is gonna be
Hmm.
basically the app for everything. Now it can
Hmm.
make phone calls, you can call each other now here coming
Hmm.
up. He's gonna have it where you can do crypto here soon. I think he's been working with that for a while, and he's one that embraces AI. He's all about loving artificial intelligence.
He
He's even
does.
one of the ones that has come out and said, "Don't trust it," but then he's like, "Hey, guys,
I know.
I'm leading the
It's
charge."
like fire, it can burn you or warm you. But here's an interesting thing, though. When you have over 50% of the developers saying that they're concerned, they feel that AI will bring about the downfall of humanity, think about this for a second. Our divorce rate. So we have managed, the millennials have dropped the divorce rate to under 50%. And people still, they still are wary of getting married because it's almost 50% of a divorce rate. So with a nearly 50% divorce rate, people still worry about getting married and losing half their shit. Yet they'll go ahead with the AI. So think about that for a minute. Like, I don't know about getting married. I don't want to lose half my shit, but AI and losing everything, yeah, I'm okay with that. Like, whatever, let's do it.
Mhm.
Let's bring it into the house. Bring it. Go ahead. Let's sign up for smart technology all over our household.
Yeah, but they're also giving up all that information already. I mean, think
I
about all the
know.
apps that you signed up for that want your
I
personal
know.
information. They want your telephone number, they want your
I
email.
know.
Now they've
I
now
know.
they've got your artificial intelligence.
I know. I was I was thinking, and who needs a vaccine passport? You don't need that. You have your phone. Phone knows everything, reports everything. So, and Eva
You know,
said Elon is pushing the new solar program he backs with the government as well.
I'm pretty sure he's probably got money riding on that. He's probably got some kind of
Hmm.
Tesla solar panels or Tesla batteries that he's gonna be making that he gets paid off of that, so
Bigwig says his divorce rate is 100%.
actually, you
Yeah.
can, there is I heard today that you actually need to go into your settings on X and change who can and can't call you, because a
Oh,
bunch of
really?
randoms can start to call you, yeah, like,
No
that's something that's
way. Are you
gonna change.
serious?
Mhm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay. So, New
and the
Jersey
Jersey
Wildcat, how
Wildcat.
you doing? How you doing? So, yeah, that was one of the things that I thought was super interesting. Um, they came out with a really interesting. Speaking of things going on around us, nearly 75% of the enlistable um, youth today would not be able to be enlisted because they are either too obese um, or too stupid.
Mhm.
I don't know how someone can be too stupid for the military, but they are in such bad shape physically or mentally, they could not be put into service. And that also goes for current military as well. They're also too obese to be brought back. So I can probably get, I'm going to guess, this is just American. I'm going to guess that nearly 100% of enlistable military for China, Russia, Ukraine, like all these other countries, Germany, are probably in good shape.
Yeah, because 'cause they're mandated service for
Yes.
military,
Yes.
like, when you're
Yes.
17, 18 years old, so they get you,
Yes.
like, right out of high school.
Yeah. So,
But
yeah.
that's kind of been the trajectory that we're on, April. I mean, I had a conversation with someone about this the other day. I mean, if you look at I wanna say my generation, we were told and, like, tech prep, go to college, right? But really the secret is go to do a trade school, right? Go learn to
Go to
work with
trade
your
school.
hands.
Tech school.
Go learn to either do HVAC, plumbing, go learn to be a contractor, to learn to build houses, things like that, because then if you are, again, like, too stupid to be in the military, I'm pretty sure you can handle a hammer, and you can make a good living getting paid pretty well
Yeah, you
handling a
can.
hammer, and that's all you gotta do for the rest of your life, right? You know?
Right.
Y but if for those that wanna have aspirations and move up, they can be managers and move up and maybe run a business one day, but they wanna send everyone to college, and not everyone's fit for college.
But they make more
And not
money on the college.
and the way that they've had everybody now, not everybody's fit for the military. Look at these kids these days. They just wanna sit at home, they play video games, it's and it started again with my generation. All of this began on the decline, and you can see the steady, narrow decline, but at one point in
Yeah.
time, April, there's gonna be a generation of kids that do get tired of it, and they're gonna be workoutaholics, they're gonna
Yeah.
be gung ho kids, they're gonna be out in like nature type of kids, unless they just take it all away from us. Unless
Yeah.
they find some way to just take all that away from us, there's gonna be a generation that comes along that's gonna all be all about the opposite of kinda how this is now, because they're gonna have grown up in that, and they're gonna be like, "No, we can't let this happen like this again."
Yeah. Yeah. And uh hang on, there's a couple of interesting comments in here too. Um Bigwig said about weight, we have the highest standard of living in the world. We have more leisure. Ben Robb says, I checked with the CDC. Turns out stupidity is contagious. I believe that. I think that whole saying, like, you are the people you hang out with, you have to be careful about that. So it's absolutely contagious who you hang out with. Um, so yeah, some Champagne Sumo says, swing a hammer, get a
So,
job. Yeah.
I haven't watched this yet, but did you see where South Park, joining the Panderverse, where they've turned all of the kids into females? They're like
No,
adult females. So
no.
Stan, Cartman, Kenny, they're all girls now,
Mm-mm.
for this, like, little season that they're doing of South Park.
I missed that. I'll have to check it out though.
I
Somebody
think
made
it's
a
on
joke though, and they
Paramount.
said that this is the wrong generation to send to war because they get crippling anxiety if you misgender them. So
Mhm.
how are you supposed to put a gun in their hands? I'm
Yeah,
like,
there's been a lot of those memes where it's like our higher up generals are all just sitting around a table and they're all in dresses. It's just yeah,
yeah. So,
we're sending a
and
bunch of
Big
cross
Wiz says, my
dressers.
son is not a genius, but he didn't do well in school. Here's the thing, though, right? And here's the thing. Schools were created originally in Germany, actually Prussia, to break entrepreneurial spirit of foreigners, of the foreigners that were coming in, because the foreigners were entrepreneurs and the Germans needed soldiers and workers, factory workers.
Mhm.
So they told them, hey, guess what? We got something free for you guys. We're going to offer you school and you can send your kids and it will help them. And this way they train them, because when you take a generation, you can make them anything you want, especially when you take them young. Remember that. So you get them in there, right? The Germans or Prussians got them in there and made them sit, stay, work from whatever it was, 8 in the morning until 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and trained them to do that. So when they came out, they were used to sit, stay, work, no breaks, so that they can go ahead and be soldiers and be factory workers instead of doing what their parents did, which was work all kinds of hours, which is what's required to be an entrepreneur and do very well for yourself. Now, their highest aspiration that they were able to do, where they learned just enough, is to be a factory worker. That's what they're able to do. They're able to be smart enough to cross the road and not get hit, and maybe balance a checkbook and work in a factory. So if your kid's not smart in school, I wouldn't take that too terribly bad, because being the smartest person in school is kind of like, I'm trying to think
Usually
of
they don't
it.
have the most common sense. Usually
Right,
usually those
right.
that are really book smart don't have a lot of, like, street smarts or common sense in that nature.
Exactly.
But and usually those
Exactly.
that you find with a lot of street smarts and that can make it out there usually aren't the brightest people in the world sometimes.
Yeah, being
They're
the
not necessarily the
smartest
most
kid in
intelligent.
school is kind of like being a gold medalist in the Special Olympics. Yeah, I'm just gonna say that. Sorry, not PC, but it's just the way schools aren't designed for excellence most of the time, unless they're like charter schools. So, and often the kids who cause problems and are the ones that are starting the most shit tend to be the ones later on in life that are the most successful and the entrepreneurs, because they're
So
pushing back.
do you wanna do you I have actually a funny story about that because when I went back for my 20-year high school reunion, one of the
Mhm.
guys that we've known kind of to be like the troublemaker and stuff in high school, he had a lotta issues with the police and things like that, like drugs and other stuff like that, right? He's now like a city planner. Like, for the city. So, like, he's high up there, right? Like,
Mhm.
he when we went back, he took us to the exclusive cigar bar, and he had, like, the backstage, like, "Hey, let's go back here, and I'll have cigars for everybody," and all this
Mhm.
stuff, right? Like and he was the guy that, was
I
was the
believe
party
it.
guy. Yep.
I
Mhm.
believe it. Yeah, also being a bad kid doesn't mean you're gonna be a bad adult. So don't give up on the kids who are bad kids.
I
Not
mean,
by
it
a
it
long
worked
shot.
out for Bert Kreischer, right? Like, this guy was voted as number 1 partier in 1997, and now
There you
look at him.
go.
He's got a movie. He's got a podcast. He's been on numerous hosts of television shows and stuff
There
like
you
that.
go.
So,
Yep, there you
be
go. So
be be an alcoholic that can work and make appointments and do things, and you'll go far in life. No, don't do that.
Bert's like, it's gonna work out for you. Don't worry about this. It's all gonna work out for you. I just watched that movie. It was
Uh,
pretty funny.
I
Um,
I've I first found out about him from listening to the Joe Rogan podcast, and I put a friend of mine on, and a friend of mine that the person that I put on to him lived in Florida when
mhm,
he would do these, like, random, like, take your lunch break and come see me at a comedy club, right?
mhm,
Like, at, like, 12 o'clock, he would do shows, so my friend went and saw him one day and literally, like, got his autograph on a T-shirt for me and told him, "Hey, look, like, sign this for my friend Colin." He calls me Colin instead of Colin. So on the shirt, Bert signs, "Thanks for the intro, Colin." Like, on my shirt, and my friend ships it to me, and he was like, "I would've never known about this guy if it wasn't for you."
that's funny.
Yeah, it's
It,
pretty good.
his latest movie that's out is ridiculously stupid and
It's
funny.
hilarious.
It is.
Yeah.
Definitely is. So yeah, so there's that. There's some other stuff that was that I read about. Um, somebody wrote that stupid is contagious. So failure is contagious as well. So try to stay away from victims and victim mentality, because people who are victims, that's sort of like that, they're kind of like, that can be like a cancer. It can spread. So you have to be really careful about being around that, I think. That's a yucky energy. I don't know, what's your
Yeah, you
opinion on
see
that?
that a lot. No,
Hmm.
you definitely,
Victims
like you
hang out
said, you
with
gotta
victims.
watch. Yeah, you gotta watch who you
Yeah.
hang out with. A one rotten apple will spoil the bunch. I mean, you see that with teams all the time when that one bad player decides that he's just over it, and then the whole team just goes down out of nowhere because of his bad attitude, and it is contagious. You got to be careful about that type of stuff.
Hmm. Yeah, and then Ben Robb says a good point about victims, especially self-made victims. Here's something I don't
Yeah,
understand. A lot of people are kind of like, they're kind of wearing victimhood as a badge, right? So you go onto a page and you see somebody and they write whatever their little bio is, and it's like, um, it'll say something like, I have anxiety and depression. I'm such and such and something, and I deal with anxiety and depression, or I have anxiety and depression. And I just want to be like, I want to say, why is that part of your bio? First off, you only get this much space to do your bio. Why even write that? Secondly, why is it a thing now that people are so happy to be their labels, instead of understanding that having whatever it is, anxiety, depression, bipolar disorder, ADHD, whatever it is that somebody might be diagnosed with, that's not them. It's just a part of the whole. It doesn't define you. It's just one of the many things that makes us up. So, just like, I'm not my left arm. This is just one part of me. I'm not ADHD. It's just part of me. Why do people sit there and go, I'm my whole left arm. This is it. This is me. You know what I mean? I don't understand that.
they need that identity. I think that's the big thing now is you is being living your true self, being you, living your identity, right? So if people live by
It's
depression,
dumb.
they're like, "I'm depressed. That's who I am. I'm just a depressed person." And which
Everybody's
is
fucking
it,
depressed.
you're but you're right because that mentality, April, is what's going to keep you in
That's low
that
vibrational
walls, right?
shit right there. Low
Like
vibrational
like
shit.
I'm around a lot of high school kids, and I really wanna look at them and like, just tell them, like, "Look, when you realize that all the adults around you don't know what the fuck they're doing, your life it'll click for you. Like, it'll
Hmm.
instantly click for you when you realize, like, the people that are in charge of you don't even know, like, how to be in charge of themselves, whether or
Hmm.
not it's through, like, they're frustrated, so they're alcoholics, they have a sex addiction, they're into, like, fetishes, they have whatever somebody has a vice in some type of way to help them get over something, right? So all adults are just out in this world not knowing
Coping.
what the hell's going.
They're just coping. And uh I'm laughing at the comments. Bigwig says our society rewards victims to an extreme, so many people see it as a way to almost like a quick get rich scheme. I can see that, but it's like it's gonna swing back the other way. I think at some point people are just gonna get tired of it. And someone else said, Ben Robb says, Fight Club. We are the all singing, all dancing crap of the world. Yes. Yes. That movie is more relevant now than it has ever been. You're absolutely, yes, spot on. So,
I will say, wait, there's not much wrong with a sex addiction because David Duchovny had a very successful career, and he had a sex addiction.
um, let's see. What else? What else are you guys saying here? Um, War
I just
Demon says he does it to help people know what they're getting into. And I get that. I understand that. but that can also be done on a mm, like you don't have it in your bio, you know what I mean? That could be like done on a one-on-one, like, hey, by the way, this is what I deal with, this is what I struggle with, you know?
I think too, the victimhood, people always want an excuse too. It's a useful excuse to be able to put the blame and set it off on something else and somebody
Yeah.
else instead of again, a society also has a big problem with not being able to like hold the mirror up to itself.
Mhm.
I mean, every day you're brushing your teeth. At least I would hope you get up and you look in the mirror. You have a mirror over your wash wherever you wash your hands and brush your teeth, and like you should look at yourself in the mirror every day. But people just they don't. They just go about their life thinking everything's a-okay,
Mhm.
and they don't point the finger at themselves. They're a lot easier to, "Oh, I'm just oh, that's the reason why my car broke down. That's the reason why I live in a room in a house with 8 other people and my rent is $750 a month," right? Like, there's people that I know that go through these things and they're stuck, and they just constantly victim. It's, "Oh, it's my fault. It's not it's this. I can't pay my bills because of this." Like,
Mhm.
okay.
I I would agree. I think that if you play the victim, you're giving yourself a constant out as to why you are going to be a failure and why you can't achieve. So it starts you right off with, oh, don't expect much from me because I have these things wrong with me. So I'm clearly not going to work to my potential. So don't expect this is as far as I can go. And you have to make accommodations for that because I have this wrong with me. Instead of saying nothing and trying to be the best version of yourself. So here's an example of that I thought, and I don't think I was wrong. I thought was what I was seeing in Hollywood. So in LA, they were very mask crazy. So when with COVID, and they took it to an extreme, like masks, 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 masks. Even when all the information came out that these particular particles were not contained by masks,
Mhm.
they still masked everywhere. And on film with film crews, they even masked outside. So it was, 100 degrees outside, and they're still making the film crews mask outside for outdoor shots. And they went on masking way longer than they realistically could have or should have. Um, so then they finally dropped all these mandates for like 5 minutes. And then they wanted to bring them back, and everybody was pushing. And it was LA. It was the Hollywood group. They were pushing so hard to bring it
Mhm.
back. And I looked at that and I thought, there's a whole lot of actors, models, and musicians out in LA, right? And when everything was closed down, they had an excuse not to work. And of course, California was paying them $2,000 a month as like an extra dividend on top of whatever they're getting not to work. One of my friends was making more not working than working. So I was like, you know what? If you are in a job where what you look like matters, and then they close down, and then you're getting paid to not work, and then you have to take responsibility to go out there and hustle and work and do auditions and meet people and network. And this is hard. You're taking a lot of rejection. It takes a lot of effort. You're not getting paid fuck for it. Nothing. This is hard to do. It is so much easier to go, why don't we put masks back on? We should shut down. How much easier is it to ask for a shutdown and put masks on than to deal with doing the hard work?
It's easy to sit there and take handouts and not have to do anything.
Exactly.
Like you said, it's the
Exactly.
hard work.
And I don't think I was wrong about that with that's I think that's why the left coast, I think that's why they were so into that because it's hard to be out there.
Well, and then you think about it, how bad was the traffic out there when everybody was just at home?
Right.
Was LA
And then the
traffic
smog cleared
still
up, everything, yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
It got better leaving everybody at
Yeah.
home, so they tried to do that, but now you see, again, to roll back to guys like Elon Musk, he is adamantly against people working at home, and a lot of these big companies are now like, "Hey, you get your ass back in this office or you don't have a job." they're pushing for them to everybody to come back to the office. So a lot of these big job like these big corporations, they took the hit for just a few seconds and now they're ready to no, no, your vacation and fun time's over. Get back in here.
Which is hilarious to me because I mean, I get that. But here's the thing. You have these big corporations, right, that are making tremendous rules and laws and um, contributions and all these things about going green, going, climate change, all this stuff, right? Climate change, green, 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 green. We do this, we do that, we do this, we do that, pushing and financing laws for the rest of us. I mean, I can tell you that here in Florida, where I live, I pay almost $100 more a month now through Tampa Electric that was not there last year
Yeah,
through
electrical
taxes and
prices are going up.
surcharges. Yeah, through taxes and surcharges, strictly because of new green laws. Okay.
Mhm.
So you have all of that. And then people say, well, can I work from home? I mean, what is more fucking green than working from home? I'm not going to be driving. I'm not using gas. I'm not, this, that, and the other. There's a million reasons why working from home is green, even if you're doing it half the week. And the businesses, the corporations that pretend they're on board with a green agenda go, nope, nope. So nobody has called them on this. Nobody
Mhm.
said, like, hey, how about half the week? Not even half the week. People are like, no, you got to come in. You got to come in. So us, all of us, we have to go in and then commute for however long it is. For some of us, it's 10 minutes. For some of us, it's an hour and a half. So people are, you're working 9 to 5, you're commuting all that extra time, you're tired. Who has time to do anything else? Do you have time to go to the gym? Do you have time to get your groceries done? People are running around on the scant 2 days that they have off, just trying to get caught up on shit like, oh, I don't know, taking the trash out, getting groceries, and saying hello to their kids, and maybe giving their husband a blowjob or something before that starts over again. Like
Now,
that's
April,
all.
this
That's all.
could again
And you know what gets
be the
cut immediately is the blowjob. So I mean,
yeah, that's the first thing that goes, yeah. When the stress happens, that's definitely the first thing that goes.
I know this
The
is not a good way to live.
Do you think some of this, though, is set up for those 15-minute cities? Because for
Yeah.
someone now, I commute. I live
Yep.
in an area where there are a lot of people moving into this area every day, right? Like, they say, I think 100 people move to this area every day. Um, a random Tuesday, I'm driving to work, and I'm just like, "What the hell is up with traffic?"
Mm-hmm.
Like, that it has gotten worse, and they've
Yep.
widened the
All day long
road.
too. All
Like,
day long.
the road they just widened one of the roads, like, literally, there's still the construction is going on, they still have the tractors out there and everything, they just made it like a 5 side, like, super highway type thing, and I went on it the other day, and it was just as packed as if it was just 2.
Yep. Yeah.
And I'm like,
Same
"How
with
is this
here.
how are there more people on the road now?"
I don't
So I do
know.
wish they would go back to the at-home stuff for people like myself
Yeah.
that need to commute, that have to be at a place to go work. It was so much nicer when I can get there in 40 minutes and it not take me an hour and a
Yeah, and
half
we're
to
about
get
we're
to
about
work.
to hit it here in Florida again. We're getting the snowbirds. So whatever our commute was up until now is we're gonna have to add like a 20, 30 minutes
Well,
onto that with everybody
and
coming down here.
it's holiday season too, so people that don't normally go out and drive that not, "Now I gotta go get presents for little Johnny now," and
Yeah.
they get out on the road doing 25 and cause even more traffic, you know?
Yeah, and they've shown that both COVID and the vaccine has caused neurological damage, and that's why car accidents have gone up, and our car insurance has gone up across the board everywhere because of more accidents because we are lacking the motor skills and the reaction to be able to avoid car accidents because people they're having neurological damage from the spike protein.
Well, April, now
Um,
that you're bringing up the vaccine, I have a new front on the mystery illness, alert. So I've had a lot of people around me, get strep throat recently. I don't know if this is something that's going around,
hold that thought. Strep throat. Hold that thought. Eva says it's control. They can't control the workers at home.
yeah.
Ben Robb said he's often wondered on that irony as well. And New Jersey Wildcat, hello, hello, said, "You've achieved a lot, not just with modeling and pro wrestling, but a lot of things that you have and are doing. Um, but I met you at NWA Cyberspace. Oh, I love cyberspace. Showed that you're the most kind and caring angel with a heart more pure than gold or diamonds." Thank you very much. I love cyberspace. I appreciate that. I just wanted to run on that real quick before we skipped through and kept moving. So thank you for that. I appreciate it very much. Okay, strep throat mystery illness.
So a lot of people around me have been getting strep throat, right? And so the my fiance, she too has had something happen where she's felt like she was getting strep throat. So she went to the doctor. They said it was tonsillitis. So they
Mhm.
gave her a antibiotic, and they gave her, like, lidocaine to,
Mhm.
like, gargle, so it kinda helped
Mhm.
numb her throat or whatever. So, it's only gotten worse, April. So she has gotten sicker, she's, like, gotten where she's really lethargic. She can barely talk, like, it hurts to talk. She went back to the doctor just recently, because it was, like, her, like, 3 or 4-year thing that she has to do after having the baby. She had to go
Mhm.
back in and get checked up on, and they ran more tests, like, did another strep thing, ran COVID. Like, I don't think the strep thing has come back yet, but still, like, no, "Hey, what's going on?" Her lymph nodes are swollen a little bit, right? She does feel some kinda, like, pain up under her neck and things like that, but there are other people that have experienced this as well, where it has been said that it's strep, but then other people where they've told me that they've gone to the doctors, and these are all people that I see every day, that where they've had lymph node issues, and they can feel them being swollen and stuff, and the doctors are like, "Yeah, you don't have any issues or anything like that," but they're like, "I have a sore throat, I'm feeling sick, what is going on?" So there's
Doctors are
something.
always baffled lately. They're baffled.
Yeah, there's something that's going on, and she's definitely struggling. I don't I feel
Oh,
for her.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah, I keep seeing things, and at this point, I'm like this. I'm like this the whole time because it's just the stuff I'm seeing out there with the fast acting cancers and the illnesses and the sudden deaths of like heart attacks at 11 years old and athletes dropping all this stuff. People just dying and from nothing, and everyone pretending that it's not the vaccine. It is the fucking vaccine. It is the fucking vaccine. This did not happen before 2021.
Guess what? She
You don't
did.
have to like it, and it doesn't I'm sorry if it scares people, and it is scary, but we cannot fix it until we admit there is a problem first. So, it is the fucking vaccine causing these problems. It was untested. They never did all the tests on it. They just didn't. I'm sorry.
There are think I'm excited to see what'll happen with there are some moves by people to try to get some of this stuff waived to get, uh, Pfizer and a lot of these people and for the issues,
Yeah.
get the whole them that they can't be sued waived and all that type of stuff,
No, they
but
already did.
oh, they
I
did
think it
that?
was last week, about 10 days ago, they
So
found
that's what I was
out
hearing, okay.
yeah, they found out that the vaccine batches were compromised, and that you can look it up. Because
Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna have
I don't
to.
want to get
No,
it
you're fine. Yeah,
incorrect,
yeah, yeah.
but you can actually sue now. And I would highly recommend anyone and everyone who has had problems, whether it's a mystery illness or if you've lost somebody, I would highly recommend suing. And here's why: it doesn't bring anybody back. But what it does is it holds people accountable for next time. It hits them where they matter, where they care the most. It hits them in the wallet. And they only cared about making money. We were only numbers and profit to them. That's all they gave a shit about, to the point where they were willing to ostracize and segregate a group in society who refused to take it. And even there was talk about putting that group in jail, refusing to treat them in hospitals. And when that group stood up and said, no, there's something wrong, they were fired. They were not allowed to go out to have a meal at a restaurant. They weren't allowed to go to concerts. They were uh, they were slandered publicly to the point where people's families wouldn't let them come over for holidays or see the grandkids anymore. Like they were completely isolated away from everybody. They lost friends, they lost family over this. And now it turns out that that group of segregated people were right. And not one fucking person in charge has come forward and said, you know what, we're sorry. We're sorry for what we did. We're sorry. We're sorry. Let's just say I'm sorry. Just say I'm sorry. Just say I didn't know everything. We didn't know everything. Just say something. But instead, they keep pretending that it didn't happen. And instead, they keep trying to mandate it for children.
While they got the fake vaccines when they'd go on stage and
Yeah.
do the vac "Hey, I'm getting it right here
Yeah.
in front of
Yeah.
hundreds of
Yeah.
thousands of people."
Yeah. Yes, there's going to be people that did not have a reaction from it. And thank God. Yeah, there's going to be people that didn't get sick from it and don't drop dead from it. Thank God. But there is a tremendously large amount of people who are having problems from it. Way, way more than there should be. Way more than there have ever been before where they have recalled a medication or a drug. And it's not okay. It is not okay. And there's a reason why they will not do the tests. And then they're making up terms like died from COVID side effects. There are no COVID side effects. Nobody's dying from COVID side effects who did not get who's unvaccinated. The only people dying from COVID side effects are the people that got vaccinated. Again, sorry, this is the truth. They make up terms to try and convince the dummies out there. I know this group of people, they're not dummies. So I'm sorry if you guys have to deal with dummies. I know our listeners and our watchers are not dumb, but
Dummies and all.
unfortunately, probably some people in your family are dumb and you've had to deal with all of that. COVID and the vaccine are the same thing. They're injecting you with the spike protein. COVID's dangerous. It exists. And then they turned around and manipulated. They created COVID. They created the vaccine. They created it for a reason. It is a weapon. Yeah, we all are, right?
I've
That
I've
crash test
heard some
dummies.
weird so I listen to some Sam Tripoli podcasts and stuff like that, and he has some very interesting guests on, and he had a person on that was basically, like, saying that, like, they possibly or it might have been him himself on one of his shows that he does where he was like, "The military released the Omicron variant to get rid of the other, like, variants of COVID that were going around," because, like, the Omicron one was I think was when it came around, it was the least. Like,
At
it was
least
the most
invasive one.
mild of all of them. Yeah, it was like
Yeah,
you just got it and it was
I
like,
heard
"Oh, it's
that
like a
theory
cold
too.
now, right?" So I'm just like, "Oh, there's that," and then there's all these other little things
Actually,
that are
when I
going
got the
on.
Omicron version one, it kicked my ass. The latest version's like a cold.
There's like a
So
cold
thank
yeah,
you, cool awesome dude. I appreciate that.
they've gotten it down to where it's just a cold now, but it's all
It
been a
is.
psyop on
Yeah.
everything, the
Yeah.
vaccine, the COVID, now it's the wars,
You know what's fucked
it was
up?
the green initiative,
What's
like,
fucked up is we made this. It wasn't China. We made it. It was developed here in the United States with taxpayer money at the
I
universities.
mean,
It was
April,
made
we've
here and shipped over to be developed in Wuhan. We made this. We paid for it. Just like we're paying for Ukraine. We made it with our money that everybody works for and gets your 30% or whatever taken off your fucking thing. It was us. We paid for it. We paid to lose all this time out of our lives, have our entire world flipped upside down. We paid for it to have our family members drop dead from pulmonary embolisms and heart attacks. We funded that. They sent it to Wuhan to go to the lab and be developed further, and then it came back to us. And the China tried to
we've
say, "Hey, it wasn't us, it was you
yeah,
guys," and everybody's like,
true that.
"Hey, no, fuck you, China." No, it actually was us. It was America.
It was us with China. That
It's always
we've
us.
been doing this
Everything
long
bad
en
in the world comes back to America. Everything
it
bad
does.
in the world comes back to America having the roots. We are
I'm gonna def
fucking toxic.
I'm gonna deflect from America onto a little girl who's not a little girl
Go for
anymore,
it.
but we've been here long enough to see Greta Thunberg go from "How dare you, my planet" to, "Hey, I'm down with some war. Let's get some war going. War's good for the planet." Like,
Is she that
okay,
way?
lady. Yeah, she literally came
She's
out and was like,
pro-war?
I'm pro-war, yeah, like,
So doesn't she
I'm
care about all the vegetation that's gonna be blown up?
nope, fuck all that.
I don't even understand
War
these
is good for
pro-war
the planet.
motherfuckers. What's wrong with them?
War is good for the planet.
No, war's not good. And by the
I
look at
apparently
this.
to Greta Thunberg.
Oh gosh, she's so annoying. I don't understand why a bunch of people. Why does anybody listen to a girl who's never been anywhere, done anything, or experienced life? Why?
'Cause the kids, 'cause they targeting kids.
I'm gonna puke. Here, look. Wait, wrong one.
Suspended state attorney.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, what we got going here? Let's see. Tampa's dashed Teslas to hit downtown at $2 a are those automatic, like, do they drive automatically?
Nope. These
They're,
are. I don't think
driverless?
so. These are electric cars. They are testing them because they're trying to turn St. Pete and Tampa into 15-minute cities. They want
Okay.
people to get rid of their cars. So there will be 6 vehicles available at $2 a ride. You will probably have to ride share with a bunch of people. It takes up to, they will pair, the Dash app will pair up to 4 passengers to share a trip. Now, here's the thing. When you're on the Dash app, say it's just you. So you might be in the ride with 3 other people going the same way, right? So $2, $2, $2. It's great. $2 a ride. That's brilliant. Okay. But what about COVID? Just 2 years ago, we were all going to die. But we can fit 5
Sitting
people in
down.
this. 5
You're
people can get
sitting
together.
you're sitting down, April. Remember when you went to the restaurant and you sat down, you could take your mask off? So you're
Right.
sitting down in the taxi, so you don't have to worry about COVID. You're sitting down. Don't
5
worry about
people
that.
can sit in a small electric car together. And there's no COVID in that. We're fine. Everything's fine.
You know, the air in taxis is just as quality as air
Home
in
Depot
the, airplane. No,
and
in
Home
the
Depot.
airplane, it's
Dude, like, here's the thing. I cannot take the hypocrisy. The hypocrisy. And what kills me is that nobody says anything. They all just go along with it. They're like, oh yeah, okay, it's ridiculous. I'm just gonna do it. Hang on, let me put my face shield up. Let me hand the money around this piece of plastic. Let me put my mask on as I get up and walk over here to sit down. Like, what the fuck is wrong with people?
now
We
now
are
imagine
normal.
this.
We have normalized the dumbest shit. And
Imagine
I
this,
I
April.
feel like I'm the
You're
only one sitting back going, I just want to punch people in the face. Like, what happened to you? Why are you so fucking dumb? I'm
No,
sorry.
no,
I
no,
just
no. I got you right here.
I
Imagine
can't.
this now. You're in that dash, right? And none of you have masks on. You pull up to the stoplight and you all look over to your right, and there's one person in a car
With a
masked up.
mask on. Yep,
Face shield, mask.
exactly
They
right.
got the gloves on.
It's exactly right. Oh my god. So uh, yeah, there's no TVs to fall asleep of on those taxis. April War Demon says, yeah, exactly. They started coming out with all these ridiculous little implanted TV or news stories saying all these little things were going to cause heart attacks. So gardening would cause heart attacks. Falling asleep in front of the television would cause heart attacks. Um, yeah. So, different things that to explain the heart attacks uh, that were happening, because obviously nobody falling asleep in front of the TV is just obviously going to cause a heart attack.
So I should not work out because that'll make me a
They did
right-wing
that
MAGA
too.
Republican.
Yep.
And then
They
I
said
shouldn't
working out will
garden
cause
because
a
I'll
heart
have a
attack
heart
too.
attack.
Yep.
Oh, so okay, but they also
Yep.
don't want me to
Weightlifting.
work out. They don't want me to work out because I'll be a right-wing Republican and have a
Yeah.
heart attack.
Yep.
Um, they don't
Eating
they
meat,
don't
eating meat.
eating
So,
they don't want me to
yeah.
eat meat.
Yeah. Even though
Bugs? Can I eat
meat can.
bugs?
Oh yeah, you can totally eat bugs. Has
Okay,
nothing to.
cool. I'm down
Yeah,
with eating
bugs are
bugs.
good. Bugs are good. Meat not good. It has nothing to do with the
Can I
fact
eat
that
pizza? Can we eat
pizza's.
pizza?
Yeah, not with meat though. Don't eat the meat.
No,
No
what
meat.
are
No meat.
these
No meat
these
for you.
pepperonis are these pepperonis are made of cricket.
Oh, then yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
That's
it's
fine.
good.
You're good. So yeah, it's interesting. Oliver Anthony is my spirit animal these days. Yeah, Ben Robb, exactly. It's funny. They want to reduce meat consumption 50% by 2030. And I'm like sitting there going, are people going to allow this? It has nothing to do with here's the thing. Let me just say it. It has nothing to do with meat consumption because people have eaten meat forever. That's why we have the teeth
The
we have.
land.
Okay. We're supposed to have teeth like this for meat. And there's a group of people who have type O blood. Type O is hunter gatherer. They have to eat meat. Okay. Type A can be a vegetarian. Type O has to eat meat or they will become very unhealthy. They will get sick. So we are supposed to eat meat. People have been eating meat since the day they landed here on Earth. It's perfectly fine. Now, all of a sudden, we're supposed to believe that meat's unhealthy? Huh? Okay, so here's the problem, the real problem. Each cow needs 1 square mile to graze on. And if it's got a calf, it needs 2 square miles to graze on. So if you have 50 head of cattle, 70 head of cattle, that's 70 square miles they need to graze on. That is 70 square miles too much that you could put strip malls on if you're a greedy corporation trying to develop.
Apartments.
Or apartments. Yep. So if you were a greedy corporation that also owned the media and you're in bed with pharma and the FDA, you might put out there that meat is bad and eating bugs that can be cultivated is good, and that all these cow farts are suddenly contributing to the global warming instead of, the Tonga volcano or the underwater volcanoes. That's what's actually heating up the water. The Tonga volcano with blanketing everybody in heat, and the fact that we had a polar shift a few degrees toward the sun. Also, the fact that we have decimated the trees and everything is concrete now, and weather modification. Nobody mentions any of these natural and unnatural occurrences that have happened because of the corporations, that they have actually caused the heat, which is happening. Yeah, we're hotter. But now they want us to believe that it's cow farts and oil. Okay.
That's why you never trust an environmentalist that cuts their own grass, April.
I'm an environmentalist. I'm not a climate change activist.
But you can't but a lot of these people believe that there's a lot of people out there believe that, animals have feelings, that's why you can't kill them. You can't
Uh-huh.
eat them because they have feelings, but it's been proven that grass, trees, vegetables, vegetation, stuff like that sends off energy and also has electricity. There was a study I believe I heard where they, had a guy go in and hit a bunch of trees, and,
Mhm.
like, he was really mean and rude to the trees, like, he hit
I
it with a
saw that.
machete. And
Yep.
every time he came in the room with a different set of trees, they would tense up.
They would, yeah.
So
They would read the meter,
so
right? Yeah,
clearly, plants, have feelings. So if you're one of
they
these
do.
people that's like, "Hey, we need to inhabit the universe with all these things," if you're out there cutting your grass, you're damaging, you're killing innocent grass, and
Mhm.
you're harming it. You shouldn't do that. Get a goat, let the goat do it.
Yeah,
That's what the goats are
put
for.
it on the goat. The goat wears
Then
its
you
labels.
sacrifice the goat. Then you kill the goat for killing the grass.
Then you
That's
eat the
right,
goat.
then you eat the goat.
Rinse, repeat.
Rinse, repeat.
Ah. So Ben says, "What if wheat screamed when it was harvested? That would be weird, wouldn't it? How do we know it doesn't scream and we just don't
How do you
hear at
know?
that decibel
Yeah.
level? We don't know that, right? So,
What if ants hear it? What if, like, ants are like, "Oh, they're
yeah,
killing the wheat again. Oh,
yeah. What if dogs hear it and they
it's the
know? What if,
harvest."
yeah, Red Sunny says it's the circle of life. So
Mhm.
here's the thing, right? We have a lot of craziness going on with guns, and regardless of where you fall on that feeling there, here's a question that you should ask yourself before you talk about gun control. Two questions. Do you trust the government now and forever? And do you trust that the government will always have your best interests in mind? If those answers are yes, then definitely we should have some gun control. 100%. If those answers are anything other than yes, then we might want to rethink gun control. in the way that they want to do it. So
Don't trust the government.
that's all. I know there's some crazy stuff going on, and there's always somebody out there that's batshit. I will not dispute that, and there's stuff going on for sure. But before we do a mass surrender, or everybody pushes somebody to do something, or we get angry with people for being pro-gun, think about that and think about the fact that maybe this is how they're feeling in regards to the government. So Ben Robb says if the government can have tanks, I think the Gen Pop should be able to as well. So
Some do.
um
So there are some
yeah,
collectors
some
out
people
there that
do,
have
yeah.
old tanks, yeah.
And a lot of people think that the Second Amendment allows us to have guns. That it doesn't. That's not what the Second Amendment is. The Second Amendment keeps the government from taking our weapons. So it doesn't say you can have them. It doesn't tell you to have them. It just disallows them from taking them from us. So Red Sunny says, "How about a better idea? No guns at all." Well, that's. I mean, you either have to go all guns or no guns, and unfortunately, you can try and say no guns at all, but you're never going to be able to disarm a certain population of the people, and a lot of those are the ones that don't get it legally and don't abide by the rules. So, due to that, let me run something by you guys. And I've done this before. For those of you who have heard it before, bear with me. So most of the time people who participate in violence, shall we say, they like easy victims, right? Criminals like easy victims. So if you are a criminal and you know that every single household has a gun and they know how to use it, and every single shop is armed, how likely are you to rob a house or to rob a store? You might think twice, right? Well, that's not coincidental because the majority of the shootings happen in gun-free zones. So the places that are heavily armed, just the mere idea of a gun tends to keep criminals in check. So Ben Robb says the FBI stats show that more people are killed by hammers every year than there are by guns. I don't know if that's actually true or not. I'm not looking at the stats, but um, I know hammers can be pretty gruesome with
Well,
with
if you
killing.
look at the UK, a place where they don't have guns, there's a lot of knife attacks, things like
Their
that, so
stabbings went up tremendously. There's a
mm,
lot of bombings too. I know in London there's no trash bins because of the IEDs. They had to take them away.
mhm.
Here's that's it's not okay. It's not the guns, it's the people. We have a societal problem. So if guns kill people, then spoons make us fat, cars make us drive drunk, and pens create typos. So it's not the guns, it's the society. Because
Victimhood again.
again, yes. So there's 2 points to that. Yes, Switzerland, exactly. When I went to school, we had guns in school. So the ROTC practiced with guns. I went to school in Alabama where gun racks were common on pickup trucks because kids went
Mhm.
hunting. We had guns everywhere. There's never a school shooting, ever, no issues. Kids actually did advertisements at the gun shops, holding rifles and posing. I I just saw one the other day. Somebody posted. They're like, imagine doing this these days. There's a bunch of seniors holding rifles and posing. So this is not a gun issue so much as a societal issue, and it's not a coincidence that the rise of all the shootings, those mass shootings, happened at the same exact time as the height of social media. So, and as Ben said, look at Switzerland for this analogy, where military service is compulsive and every house has to be armed. There's almost no crime. It's far fewer. There's a reason why Switzerland has been able to be neutral in all these wars. Like World War II, the Germans tried to take Switzerland. They couldn't because they were armed. So, Another thing that you need to remember too, if you're not American, or even if you are American, we have a phenomenally, so bigwig saying Norway's the same way. A lot of the Netherlands are. Um, we have a phenomenally high suicide rate now, unfortunately, and a lot of the suicides are done by gun. In America, unfortunately, those are considered gun crimes. So the suicide stats are factored into the gun stats. More than half of the gun stats in America, more than half, are actually suicides.
I didn't know that.
It's messed up. A lot of people don't know it. We have a dirty, dirty way of doing things in this country. If you
I mean,
guys
they get paid.
knew, yeah, if you guys knew all the dirty things that we do to try and make things look a certain way, you would be shocked. Like I went to, that's what I went to school for, was like writing, being a reporter, research, all that. You would be, and there's so much I don't know. There's so much I don't know, but you would
That's the
be
thing,
just
April.
floored and disgusted and shocked at the manipulation that happens, and it's so
But
gross.
but but April, that stuff is out there. Like, they saw the curtain was pulled back the last 3 years.
Hmm.
There's been Operation Northwood stuff has been declassified by the government. So it's not like it's the brainwashing. It's the day-to-day, it's the 9 to 5 factory worker thing that you were
Hmm.
talking about earlier. It's those that don't wanna think for themselves will just turn on the news.
Yep.
Whatever the 5 or 6 o'clock news tells them is what's happening in the world. They don't see anything else around them, then they go right back to work. Everybody else is talking about what they saw on the 5 or 6 o'clock news. They're talking about Game of Thrones, Walking Dead, whatever the hot new show is, right? And then they go right back
Taylor
home, they
Swift.
make their meal. Yep, they make their meal, watch their little TV, and go right back to bed and right back up to they don't pay attention to to the reality around them, which is their true reality.
Yeah.
If you just pay attention to really what you can see, smell, hear, touch, and all that stuff, that's your real reality, not the Taylor Swift stuff that you're seeing on TV and everything. And people, it's they want to play a blind eye to it when it's been in front of their face the whole entire time. They just don't want to acknowledge it. It's the giant elephant in the room that is, like, spraying you with water, but you're like, "No, this is fine." They won't play victimhood for that. They're like, "Yeah, it's not the elephant spraying me, it's totally me." I just, it's the one time that they won't actually say that it's something else. It's me, it's not the elephant." No, it's the
Hmm.
elephant this time. It's the elephant this time.
It's definitely the elephant. Now, Ward even says Chicago is a perfect example. So, yeah, if you look at the areas that have the fewest amount of guns, a lot of them are, not that we're left or right here, red or blue, but a lot of the blue cities have the heavy gun laws. They're the ones that have the most gun crime. New York, Chicago, Philadelphia, L.A. So they have the most gun crime, and it's not coincidental. No such thing. So here's something that you guys need to remember. And whether you believe me or not on these things, I'll tell you, don't ever believe me. Don't believe me. Don't take my word for anything. Go out and look this stuff up and just do the research yourself. It is out there. You might have to dig for it, but it's out there. Me, like everybody else, you should always take with a grain of salt, because you don't know if I'm telling you the truth either. I'm going to tell you, I mean, for sure, I am telling you the truth as much as I can, as much as I think I know, um, much as I believe I know, but don't don't automatically believe people just because they're on a screen. You should always look things up
Research
yourself.
yourself.
Hmm?
Do the research yourself.
You do the
It's just
research.
like just like I got done saying, your reality is what you can see, hear, and
Hmm.
everything for yourself. So
Hmm.
don't just believe what she's saying. Don't believe what I'm saying. Don't believe what
Hmm.
they're just saying. Go out and find the information yourself, or go out and witness it yourself. Then you know whether it's happening or not.
Yep. So the pharmaceutical big pharma is going to ensure that you never get well, that you never get well. Banks are going to ensure that you never get out of debt. The media is going to ensure that you never know the truth. And the government's going to ensure that they can do all of that legally.
Mm.
And that's how this works. And that's the truth. Again, don't take my
Mhm.
word for it though.
Well, April, that's about an hour, hour and 10 minutes.
That is,
It's a
yeah.
nice little stamp right there. Don't take her word for it. Go out and
That
do your
is.
own research.
So if you guys want to wish Ray a happy get well, and he will be back, and we'll keep it short tonight since Colin's overworked and he was nice enough to stand in and help me. So thank you. Thank
Oh,
you,
you're
thank
welcome.
you. Appreciate that. And yeah, you guys, your comments are great. Thank you, Bigwig. I appreciate it. You're my shining light of truth. Thank you. I try. I'll tell you, the more I learn, the more I realize I don't know. The more I realize I don't know, the more I realize that yeah,
That's just not
I
knowing
yeah,
sometimes.
it's like it's amazing what you think you know. It's amazing what you think you know. But I try. I really do. And I
Mhm.
try to bring whatever there is to the table for you guys too, because I know a lot of people are busy. So I appreciate your being open and your open mind, and thank you for being here every week. So thank you. So yeah, we'll let you go, and we'll keep it short tonight. Thank you for keeping us company and being so awesome in the chat. And Colin, thank you for
That's
being
always
here with
great.
me.
No, thank you, April. Thank you for having me. It's
Yeah.
always fun. I like this time of year, the Halloween. I wish I could have been on last week with Shelly. Would have been fun.
Ah,
We've got the
Ray would have
I'll
stabbed
make
you.
I'll pop my pepperonis for
There
you
you go.
here
Pop your
on the screen.
pepperonis.
Popping
Yeah,
my
you guys
pepperonis.
have a good Day of the Dead. Don't forget to put a picture up of your relatives. Bring them back. And yeah, if you want to see more of me, you can visit me on Patreon, April Hunter. You can visit me on aprilhunter.com. I'm on Instagram, Real April Hunter, and on where am I? Twitter, April Hunter. Colin, where can I find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Colin Wysong and on Facebook at Colin Wysong. And every once in a while, I'll be here on the A
Yeah.
Show with the lovely and talented April Hunter.
Well, thank you. And we are live on Wednesday nights, and we appreciate you being here and keeping us, keeping us company. And Winona saying, "Pop that meat, Colin. Pop that meat." I think she's talking about your pepperonis, but I'm not sure.
Pop that pepperonis.
There you go. Oh man, you guys stay warm. I think it's cold everywhere right now. We're having a nice fall cold spell. So you guys stay warm and cuddle with a nice puppy or something good. So, and happy birthday, Alex. Mwah, mwah.
You guys have a good night.